Fort Wayne's NBC presents The Irish Outlook.
The toughest challenge of Notre Dame's season comes early this year. The number 7 ranked Fighting Irish head to Athens, Georgia to take on the number 3 Bulldogs. Sports director Chris Ryan is in studio with a special guest to preview tomorrow night's 8 o'clock matchup. Chris.
Thank you, Julian. Tonight I am joined with Irish Illustrated insider Tom Loy. Tom, it's a pleasure to have you on, especially for a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, I'm fired up, as Notre Dame fans definitely should.
Huge game, obviously. Let's get to the top 10 matchup. Let's first go to the guy for Notre Dame under center, Ian Book. Now, I did notice a little bit of inaccuracy early on last week. He'll need a hot start against Georgia if they want to stay in this one.
Yeah, that's going to be the key. I mean, you got to start hot. You can't get down early. I mean, we talked before about the Clemson matchup last year, and it's all going to be on Ian's shoulders. You know, he's going to have to throw the ball well and get a hot start early. So if he comes out and he struggles, Notre Dame gets a 3-and-out early, throws some incompletions, the Boo Birds are going to come out, the Fighting Irish fans are going to be freaking out, but you have enough playmakers offensively. Look for Ian Book to start hot. I am told he had a great week of practice. Confidence is sky high. He's not too worried about this atmosphere. So I expect him to play well.
Last week they kind of got him going on the shovel passes and whatnot, just kind of slowly building up. Do you think they're going to have to be maybe a bit more aggressive against this Georgia defense to start out?
100%. You know, that's not going to work. It's a different game plan against New Mexico than you're going to have against Georgia. There's way too much speed across that the Georgia front and in the back end. So I think that you mix that in and you keep them honest, you know, keep them short. And if that works, great. But the pump fake, the play action, you know, mixing some short stuff and then go over the top.
I do think Brian Kelly said something like 8 playmakers on Georgia's defensive side of the ball. 8 guys. I mean, how do you tackle that as an offense?
They're loaded with guys that are going to be playing at the next level on the back end and the front. The fact of the matter is, so is Notre Dame. If you want to be among the nation's elite, if you want to truly compete with Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, you have to step up in big games. And that has not been the Brian Kelly way for Notre Dame over the last couple of years. So just attack them. You know, it is. Put hat on hat and go after them.
And then Georgia's side, it feels like Jake Fromm's been a quarterback for just about forever. How has he grown over the last few years since he was a freshman and since 2017?
Well, I see him out west every year at the quarterback retreat run by Steve Clarkson, and he's so smart. He's so likable. I expect him to play well. If he doesn't, it's just a credit to the Notre Dame defense. They're going to have to get to the quarterback. Khalid Kareem, Julian Acquara off the edge. They're going to have to somehow, you know, get after Fromm. He's not going to get rattled. It's not going to be too big of a stage for him. The guy plays Alabama year in and year out, so he's going to be ready for it.
And these two teams did meet, you know, just 2 years ago, and it was just a 1-point game. But now you look, Georgia, double-digit favorite. What's the difference between now and then? That Georgia team went on to be national runners-up. So why the discrepancy here? Obviously, this won a road game.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is nobody gives Notre Dame a shot. And they didn't give him a shot a couple years ago. They're not giving him a shot now. The difference is for Notre Dame, they're much older. They've recruited a ton better. I mean, there's a lot more playmakers on this Notre Dame team than there was a couple years ago, and they still almost won. So, but again, on the flip side, Jake Fromm's that much older. Georgia has some weapons that played in that game as well.
Can you finish the sentence? Notre Dame wins the game if?
Ian Book has the best game of his career in arguably the biggest game of his career. Everybody talks about the Clemson game. Maybe expectations were a little too high for him in that game. It was a huge moment. This is what they need to do. They can't win a road game under Brian Kelly, a top 10 matchup. Put that to rest, because this team is capable of going into Athens and getting a victory.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. That is all for this edition of the Irish Outlook. We'll be right back.